Good day, good day. How do we use Bronfrenbrenner's ecological system theory to our advantage? Let's find out. First, here are the 5 systems of Bronfrenbrenner's ecological systems theory. The first one, number 1, is the microsystem. The microsystem is made up of groups that have direct contact with that individual. Family and school is oftentimes the most important ones, although there can be many other groups. And this relationship between the system and a child's development is that it's completely obvious. So, however, the influence can go both ways, because the parents' beliefs certainly affect the child, and that will affect the child's upcoming. So the child is actually capable of changing their family members' perspectives and beliefs as well. So that is an interesting topic, because the same thing happens at school and all over different kinds of groups that make up the microsystem. And that's microsystem. So the second one is mesosystem. The mesosystem is the second system in Bronfrenbrenner's theory, and it is made up primarily of the relationships between the groups of the first system. So that's like, for example, the parent-teacher relationship. And that has a direct impact on that individual. So I hope that makes sense. So the third system is the exosystem. The exosystem is the third level, and it also involves various factors that affect a child's life. However, the elements of this system don't have a direct relationship with them. With that being said, one example of the exosystem would be that the company where the parents could work. And with that being said, this would affect the parents' point of view and perspective, as well as the belief, because this would affect their point of view. So how much free time they have, and their well-being, of course. So, consequently, the belief is that the parents would have a certain amount of free time, and the company directly affects the child's development. So that's the exosystem. Moving forward, the fourth one is the macro system. The macro system is very different, but how much different is it? I certainly believe that it's completely different, because it contains those cultural elements that affect the child as well as everyone around them. Because, for example, there could be cultural values, or an official religion in this case, that the macro system influences the development because it determines how the other systems can be expressed. And because of that, again, this is a case of indirect influence. It affects development because it changes the groups that directly affect that child. So that was the macro system. As we go forward, we're going to talk about the chronosystem now. So the chronosystem is Bronfrenbrenner actually added this system to his theory later on. So this was originally just 4. And it refers to the stage of life that a person is regarding the situations that they're going through. So their perspective as they're going through these systems. So, for example, the death of a loved one. That has a very different effect on a young person as opposed to an elderly person. So that's a good example. Alongside, Bronfrenbrenner's ecological systems isn't actually perfect, but you can apply it to numerous fields in the study. In spite of that fact, it doesn't take biological factors into account. It is one of the best explanations, of course, regarding the influences of social environment on an individual's life. So those are the 5 systems of Bronfrenbrenner's ecological systems theory. But the key is, how do we use this to our advantage? Like, how do we apply this to ourselves as we've already grown up? Well, if we change our environment, we change the environment and the energy to be more positive, we will also change in a positive manner. So, if we move to another country, to another state that has a different culture, our identity will also change. With that being said, the same thing can happen in our social roles within these systems that change. They're a variable. The only thing that's constant is change. Therefore, if we remain in the present moment, in the present that's happening right now, hello, tree of life. You hear the birds chirping? You got the sun out? Hi. Remaining in the present is only then that we enhance our awareness. Specifically also with meditation to help bring ourselves into the present moment. But that taps into our greatest version by understanding ourselves and our surroundings.